Okay, I think we are live. I've got my little co-star here, Ursula. You're beautiful, darling. So, in this episode, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Hello, world! It's Mr. FLIXTER Show. I'm your host, Chris, aka Mr. FLIXTER. In this episode, it's the 30th Anniver-scary Bone-nanza for Tales from the Crypt, Demon Nights, which came out in 1995. Can you believe it's been 30 years? But first, before we get to that, I got some deaths and some births I'd like to talk about, and then I got the weekend box office update. So, let's get to it, shall we? Roll the intro. Live from Niagara Falls, it's Mr. FLIXTER Show on Saturday night. Yo.
Hello, world! I'm Chris Maitini, aka Mr. FLIXTER. Mr. FLIXTER.
There we go. I'm back. Okay, so there was a few birthdays going on that I wanted to mention. And then also, sadly, we lost a few people this week. One of them we lost today, but I'll get to that. So let me just share the screen. Here we go. Put myself here. And let's pull up IMDb. Oh, cancel that. Let's just go here. Now let's go IMDb. And you should still be with me. Yeah, cool. Okay. Glad that worked. So I'll start with the birthdays. Let's start with a happy note. The first birthday is Kate Winslet. There she is. Her birthday was October 5th. She was born in 1975. So she just turned 50. There she is. She was born in Reading, United Kingdom. Obviously, she was in Titanic and The Holiday and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And apparently the new Avatar, by the looks of it. Didn't know that. Okay. I know that now. Let's see what else she was in. Just the actor stuff. Yeah, here we go. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, okay. Apparently she was in Avatar: The Way of Water. I didn't see that, so I didn't know she was in that from 2022. I'm not a huge Avatar fan, so I'm not really in any rush to see the sequel. Oh, she was in the Black Beauty remake. That's cool. 2020. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Oh. Collateral Beauty was pretty good. 2016. She was in a lot of stuff.
As you can see, the list goes on. Oh yeah, she's in Divergent, 2014. Movie 43 wasn't very good. That was from 2013, but she was good in it. Contagion was good, 2011. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, there's The Holiday, 2006. All the King's Men is really good, 2006. Whoa, she had 4 movies in 2006. Look at that. The Holiday, Flushed Away, All the King's Men, Little Children. Wow. Some of those I don't remember. Finding Neverland was really good, from 2004. There's Eternal Sunshine, 2004, with Jim Carrey. Let's see, what else is here? Oh, there's Titanic, 1996. And she was in Hamlet, too. That's right. She was Ophelia, 96. Sense and Sensibility was good, 95. Heavenly Creatures. That was a Peter Jackson movie, I believe, 1994. And A Kid in King Arthur's Court. That's amazing. 1995. That's cool. I forgot she was in that. I haven't seen that in a long time. Let's see. Well, it looks like her first TV show was something called Shrinks in 1991. What about her first movie? Miniseries, TV series. Hold on. Back up. Oh, here we go. TV movies. It's a Girl. Oh, okay. Looks like Heavenly Creatures was her first feature film. Who knew? Happy birthday, Kate Winslet. You are loved by many. And the next birthday that I want to mention is Peter Green. This is one of those, oh, that guy actors. You may not recognize his name, but once you see his face, you're like, oh, that guy. Hold on, that's not a very good picture. There he is. He's probably most well known for The Mask, being the villain in that one. But he's been in a bunch of other stuff too. Let's find out, shall we? Come with me on this journey through cinematic history.
I'm getting ahead of myself, though. He was born on October 8th, 1965. So he turned 60 this year. And he was born in Montclair, New Jersey.
All right, so let's get to his body of work, shall we? He's got 101 acting credits. Wow. We'll just go through some of the highlights. Looks like his most recent movie is Beggar Man from this year. I'm not sure what that one's about. Go away. I'm not sponsored. Let's see. What else is here? Oh, he's in that Continental show. That's cool. The John Wick spinoff. Well, one episode, but still. Okay. Uh-oh. Too far. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. So some of these I'm not familiar with. Oh, I've heard of City of Lies, but I haven't seen it. 2018. Oh, he was in a couple episodes of Chicago PD. That's cool. And Hawaii Five-0. He's in all the big shows. Let's see, what else? Oh, Justified. That was a good show. I like that one a lot. Oh, The Bounty Hunter is a good movie. From 2010. Let's see, what else? Oh, Life on Mars was a good show. Let's see, what else? Yeah, some of these I'm not familiar with, like Black Cloud, Under the Influence, Dead Dogs Lie, Scenes of Crime. Oh, I know Training Day. He's not credited in that one, but that was 2001. Law and Order, The Boss. Double Tap, that sounds familiar. 1996. Oh, he was in Under Siege 2, Dark Territory, 95. And The Usual Suspects, 95. That movie's amazing. There's The Mask, 94. He's Dorian in that one. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's in Pulp Fiction. Same year. Looks like his first movie was Laws of Gravity in 92. How about that? That's cool. Let's go back up. Happy birthday, Peter Green. Let's get a better picture of you, though. There we go. All right, let me just make sure we're still going. All right. Oh, we got some comments. Hold on. Remove. Okay. All right, we got some comments here. Sabrina says, the mountain between us wasn't so bad. Too bad. Cool. And happy birthday, Kate Winslet. Thank you for the shout out. Happy 68th birthday, Peter Green. Thank you again for the shout out. And thank you, Sabrina, for getting that information for me. But yeah, like I was saying, sadly, we have lost a couple actors this week too. So let me just share the screen. I almost forgot. And put me in the corner. There we go. So the first actor that we lost was Ron Dean. Again, he's another one of those, oh, that guy actors. There he is. That's a good picture of him, too. His birthday was August 15th, 1938, in Chicago, Illinois. And he was born in Chicago, Illinois. He died October 5th, 2025, in Chicago as well. His cause of death was a long illness, and he passed away at the age of 87. He was best known for his role in The Dark Knight as Detective Michael Wirt. He's also had notable roles in movies such as The Fugitive, The Breakfast Club, Above the Law, Cocktail. So we'll get into those and a few other things that he's been in. Let's get to it. He was mainly a character actor, so he was never like in the lead role or anything like that. He always played one of those side characters. So let's look at this. He's got 96 acting credits. How about that? So he was working. Looks like his last role was Chicago PD in 2016. Okay, so he retired from acting a while ago. But let's see what else he was in. Chicago Fire for 3 episodes. That's cool. There's The Dark Knight, 2008. The Guardian was pretty good, 2006. Sam is Still Standing. That was a pretty good TV show, pretty funny sitcom. Oh, he was on Cold Case, 6 Feet Under, all the big shows. He was even on CSI for an episode in 2004, and Without a Trace, and The West Wing. Wow. I didn't even know there was a Wild Things 2. That must have been straight to DVD. Oh, a little too far. Where am I? Okay. There's Wild Things 2. Okay. Found my place. So let's see. Chicago Hope in 1999. Oh, he was also in ER. And Frasier. Wow. He's in all the big name shows. Even Murder, She Wrote in 1995 for an episode. The Client sounds familiar. 1994. Oh, he was in Rudy. He was the coach. Wow. 1993. I forgot about that. There's The Fugitive. Excuse me. There's The Fugitive in 1993. He was even in an episode of Perfect Strangers. How about that? In 1991. Let's go a little deeper, shall we? There's Cocktail. He's Uncle Pat, 1988. Let's see, what else is here? Oh, TJ Hooker. There's The Breakfast Club. He was Andy's father in that in 1985. That's the year I was born. Good year, good year. And there's Risky Business, 83. He was also in The Continental Divide, 81. Wow. And his first movie, it looks like, was The Last Affair in 1976. Wow. So rest in peace, Ron Dean. You will be missed. Can we just get a moment of silence, please, for Ron Dean? Thank you. There's one more death I want to mention, and it's shocking because it happened just today. And that is Diane Keaton. You heard that correctly. Diane Keaton passed away today. There she is. So sorry to be the bearer of bad news if you didn't know that, but it's important to talk about these kinds of things because we need to be aware when people aren't with us anymore so we can honor them. Oh, I'm going too far. I missed her picture. Here she is. I don't even know where to begin with her. She's just an icon, a legend. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting choked up. Okay. I'm okay. She passed away today. She was born January 5th, 1946, in Los Angeles. So it's obvious that it's too soon to tell what the cause of death was. But she was 79 years old when she passed away. So when I find out more information, I'll give an update on that. So let's go through her body of work, shall we? She's been in so many things. Yeah, they've already updated the website. All right, let's go. Oh, go away. I'm not sponsored. I just want to make sure I'm still streaming. Okay, I haven't checked in a while. Good, good. All right, let's move on. So let's just do acting credit. She was at 77 roles. Wow. That's amazing. So let's see. It looks like her last role was last year, a movie called Summer Camp. I'm not familiar with that one, 2024. And then she was in the book club movies. That's right. The sequel came out in 2023. What just happened? Uh-oh. Stop. Go back. Okay. Go away. I'm not stopping. Okay. Moving on. Oh, did I go too far? Hold on. Yeah, okay. Book club next chapter was 2023. Okay, good, good. She was in Green Eggs and Ham for 23 episodes. Wow. That's awesome. That was a Netflix series, I believe, based on Dr. Seuss. Well, I didn't know there was a Father of the Bride part. Oh, okay. It was a short. 2020. There's the original book club, 2018. I didn't realize those two movies were that far apart. I thought they were closer together. And she was in Finding Dory. That's right. 2016. Let's see. What else is here? The Family Stone is pretty good from 2005. Town and Country is pretty good in 2001. She was in Curb Your Enthusiasm, in 2000 for an episode. Everyone was on that show, though. Oh, yeah, First Wives Club, 1996. Father of the Bride 2, of course, 1995. Oh, yeah, she was in Look Who's Talking Now, 1993. There's the original Father of the Bride, 1991. The Godfather is probably one of her most famous roles. Part 3 came out in 1990. We're getting there. We're getting there. Let's see what else is here. What stands out? Oh, Annie Hall. That's a pretty famous one, 1977. I almost said 97. Oops. The Godfather Part 2, 74. There's the original Godfather, 72. It looks like her first movie was called Lovers and Other Strangers in 1970. Cool. Rest in peace, Diane Keaton. I say it with a heavy heart that you'll be missed, but not forgotten. It's a big list. Hold on. Let's go back to the top. There we go. Great picture, though. A lot of times the pictures don't do the actors justice. So can we just get a moment of silence for Diane Keaton, please? Thank you. Okay, let's go back to me. So now let's do the weekend box office update. Oh, but before we get to that, we got some comments here. Hold on. Let's see, where did we leave off? Okay, Sabrina says, R.I.P. Rondine. Thank you. And then R.I.P. Diane Keaton. You will be sadly missed. Shocking, I know. Can't believe it. And then Castellar Danielle Garcia says, this film had a great cast. Oh, I think he's talking about Demon Knight. Okay, because the next comment says, William Sadler was terrific in this. I agree. Thank you for commenting. Then he goes on to say, William Sadler was also great in Trespass, The Shawshank Redemption, and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and Die Hard 2 during the 90s. Wow. Thank you for the comment. That's awesome. And then Sabrina says, Diane Keaton passed away from squamous cell cancer. Oh, okay. Thank you for the update. And then Costellar says, Diane Keaton was terrific in Baby Boom. Oh, I don't think I mentioned that one. Thank you for commenting on that. If I missed anything else, just let me know. And then Sabrina agrees with Costellar. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. We'll have to check that one out, Sabrina. I don't think I've seen Baby Boom. Never heard of it. Otherwise, I would have pointed that one out. Thank you very much. Cool. Okay, so let's get to the weekend box office update. Put myself in the corner. Now let's go to Box Office Mojo. My computer's just being slow. Here we go. Let's go weekly. So last week would have been the 26th to the 2nd. Yeah, because this is the 11th. No, wait, I'm in the wrong area. Weekend. There we go. This is what I want. That was throwing me off. Okay, yeah, 3rd to the 5th. Okay. Here we go. Because this weekend is still going on. All right. So let's see what is going on in the box office, shall we? So here are the top 10 of the weeks. And number 1, we have Taylor Swift, official release of The Party of a Showgirl. Really? Oh, okay, I guess she's at number 1, much to my dismay. $34 million. First week out. Holy crap. She's in 3,700 theaters. Wow. Talk about a horror movie, eh? Taylor Swift frightens me. All right, number 2, we have One Battle After Another going down a spot. Still made $11 million. It's been out for 2 weeks. It's got 42.6 million so far. Number 3 is The Smashing Machine. That one's got The Rock in it. It's got 5.8 million so far. It's in a decent amount of theaters, 3,345. Not bad for its opening weekend. At number 4 is Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, dropping 2 spots. It was at 2 last week. It's got $5.3 million, but it drops significantly. So did one battle after another, actually. I just noticed that it dropped 50%. Wow. But yeah, Gabby's Dollhouse has made $21.7 million so far after 2 weeks. So I'd say that's decent. I mean, it's not one that I'd see in theaters, but if you're into that kind of thing, I support that. That's cool. Number 4 is The Conjuring Last Rites. 4.1 million so far. Not a bad drop. Still in a good amount of theaters. 2,753. It's made $167.8 million so far after 5 weeks. That's when I'm probably going to wait for streaming, though. I'm not really in a rush. I didn't like part 3, and I'm not a huge fan of the Conjuring movies. I think I like half of them so far. So at number 6, dropping 3 spots from last week, is Demon Slayer. It's got 3.5 million this week. It dropped significantly, though, another 50%. But it still made 124.6 million so far after 4 weeks. So it's still going pretty strong. At number 7 is the re-release of Avatar: Way of Water. It made $3.2 million. It's in over 2,000 theaters. So I think that made over $1 billion last time it was in theaters. So they're just doing that because the new one's coming out and they want people to get refreshed. Plus, they're giving people a chance to see it who haven't seen it before in theaters. So that's cool. At number 8, dropping 3 spots, is The Strangers, Chapter 2. This is another one. I'm not really in a rush to see this one in theaters. I'll wait for it to stream. I'm sure a lot of people felt that way. That's why it hasn't made that much. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I just need to get a drink. So it's made $2.8 million so far. It dropped 50%. Another one dropping significantly. It's made $10.7 million so far, and it's been out for 2 weeks. At number 9 is Good Boy. Now, this one I'm curious about. It's a haunted house movie from the dog's perspective, so it sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to that one. It's the opening weekend for this one. It made $2.3 million so far. And for only being in 1,650 theaters, that's pretty good. Good for them. At number 10, we have The Long Walk, dropping 3 spots from last week. It made $1.7 million this week, dropping almost 50% again. I guess not a lot of people went to the theaters last week. Wow. It's made $31.9 million so far, and it's been out for 4 weeks. So here's some honorable mentions, rounding out the top 15. We got Downton Abbey, the grand finale, holding strong. $1.3 million. Another huge drop. It's made $42.2 million so far after 4 weeks. Number 12 is Him, dropping 6 spots from last week. Wow. It made $1.3 million, and it dropped 63.9%. Holy crap. But it's still in 2,000 theaters. I guess it got bad word of mouth. I mean, that's one I'm not really in a rush to see either. It's made $23.4 million so far after 3 weeks. So, that's pretty good for a horror movie, even though I hate saying stuff like that. But those are cheaper to make than, like, those bigger budget movies. But anyways, 13 is Bone Lake. I've heard terrible reviews about that, but I'll give it a shot. It made almost $1 million, 831,000. Then they re-released Casper. That's cool. I saw that in theaters. I think it was last year, maybe the year before that. It was cool seeing that on the big screen again. It's made $802,000. Kind of thought that would make more, but that's pretty impressive for a movie that's like 30 years old. And then 15 is Perfect Blue, $800,000. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not familiar. But that is the domestic weekend box office. So now let's take a look at the international box office. Hold on, I just want to check, make sure I'm still here. Yeah. Okay, still here. Okay, cool. Going back. Let's go to the, actually, I think I want worldwide. Yeah, cool. Excuse me. Oh, go away. No, I don't want that. Okay. Okay. At number 1, we still got Neja 2 with $1.9 billion. Then we got Lilo and Stitch at number 2 with $1 billion, just over $1 billion. Number 3, pains me to say it, is the Minecraft movie. I kept saying throughout the year it was going to get over $1 billion, but it didn't quite reach there. So close. Number 4, Jurassic Park Rebirth. Excuse me. That one's doing really well. I did see that one in theaters. I enjoyed it. I got my review on the channel. If you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the comments below, or the description below. Sorry. But yeah, I reviewed the movie, and then I gave my ranking of the Jurassic Park franchise. So Jurassic World Rebirth has made $867.9 million so far. Not bad. And number 5 is the How to Train Your Dragon remake, which made $635 million. That's a huge gap between the two. Wow. Then we got another, it's a bit of a drop, but number 6 is F1, the movie. This is what I'm looking forward to. I missed it in theaters. I wasn't able to get out to it. But it's made $628 million. And then Superman is number 7. I still haven't seen that one, but I'm looking forward to it. Again, I wasn't able to go out, but now that it's streaming, in Canada at least, looking forward to it. It's got $615 million. At number 8, we have Mission Impossible Final Reckoning with $598 million so far. But I think it's the lowest one in the franchise, like box office wise. But don't quote me on that. I have yet to see that one too, so I can't really say much about it. And then number 9, Demon Slayer, staying strong with 566 billion. Wait, million. Sorry, million. Not bad. And number 10 is Fantastic Four: First Steps with $521 million. Then number 11, some honorable mentions, rounding off the top 15. We got the Conjuring Last Rites is already in this list. It's almost got $500 million worldwide, which, okay, I'll admit that's pretty impressive. It's already beat out Captain America: Brave New World and Thunderbolts, which made $415 million and $382 million respectively, and Sinners, which I thought would make more money because I did see that one in theaters. That is amazing. One of the best horror movies so far this year, for sure. It's $366 million. And then the last one on my list, at least, the number 15, is Final Destination Bloodline. This one did incredibly. This is one of the best in the franchise when it comes to box office. It's made $314 million so far. That's awesome. So hopefully that means we're going to get more Final Destination movies. I hope so. Genuinely hope so. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The weekend box office update. Let's go back to me. And now we can get to the main event. Wait, here I am.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's spooky season. Let's talk horror movies. Happy Halloween.
We got some comments here. Where did I leave off? Baby boom, baby boom. Okay, we got a comment here. Castellar says Billy Zane was a terrific villain. I agree. Yeah, now let's get to the main event, shall we? Let's talk about Demon Knight. So let's go to IMDb. So take a look at this poster. Oh, let's hide that. There we go. So you can see the screen. Put me in the corner. And back to IMDb. Demon Knight. There it is. So what can I say about that already hasn't been said? Go away. I'm not sponsored. Here's the poster. I love this poster. Let's start with that. First of all, the tagline's great. Are you ready for your dead time story? Perfectly sets the tone for the movie because Tales from the Crypt is always about mixing humor and horror, but I'll get more into that later. Then we got the green, which is obviously representative of the blood of the demons. Nice touch. And then you got this book, which I think it might be the Bible, but I'm not sure about that. This could even just be like one of the Tales from the Crypt books. But anyways, then you got like the demons in the background here. Awesome. And then this looks like a breaker. Don't you know, that looks like it's Billy Zane there, the collector.
So, Demon Knight came out in 1995. It was directed by Ernest R. Dickerson. It was written by Ethan Raife, Cyrus Voris, and Mark Bishop. It stars Billy Zane as the collector, William Sadler as Breaker, and Jada Pinkett Smith. And a bunch more, but I'll get to that too. The budget for this was $13 million. And its worldwide gross was $21 million. Fun fact, it was partially filmed in BC too. That's British Columbia, Canada. So thank you, Sabrina, for taking those notes for me. I was going to change the page, but let's stay on the screen for now. Just soak that poster in. Here's the synopsis. Our next soldier, Frank Breaker, guardian of an ancient key that could potentially unleash hell, is on the run from the sinister collector, a demon who wants the key to instigate the apocalypse. Breaker is forced to stop at a boarding house where he tries to survive the night with the help of his quirky residents.
So, the question remains. Back to me. Is it true what they say? The morgue, the merrier? I couldn't resist. Okay, back to IMDb. Oh, put me in the corner. There we go.
So, I love how the beginning starts with a fake out. Because you think this is how
The movie starts off and it has to do with the plot of Demon Knight, but no.
I also like how they have the Crypt Keeper walking around rather than the puppet just sitting still like they normally had in the TV show. Fun fact, to make the Crypt Keeper walk, they had a puppet head superimposed over an actor on set wearing a green mask. So even though the special effect doesn't look that great nowadays, it's still a pretty cool effect. I like how it starts off like the TV show too. You go through the gate and then you walk up to the house and everything down to the crypt. Makes it all feel within the Tales from the Crypt continuity. It's a nice touch. Like they didn't have to add that in the beginning, but I'm glad they did. I really do think that the director, Derrickson, really does know how to use the environment to his advantage. The movie's shot primarily in one location. He builds atmosphere and suspense using his surroundings. The church/hotel was constructed inside of a hangar inside of Van Nuys Airport in California. The constant thunder and lightning in the background adds to the aesthetic tremendously as well. It's that old cliche, but it works. That dark and stormy night vibe. I love it. It also reminds me of those old Universal monster movies too, like Frankenstein and Dracula, the Wolfman. They're all about setting the atmosphere through the setting. The car crash in the beginning is spectacularly shot because they actually crash the cars and set them on fire. There's no CGI. So people actually put their lives at risk to make movies back then. It's just a shame that stuntmen aren't getting recognized by like the Academy Awards until nowadays. But anyways, this chase scene is accompanied by the song Hey Man, Nice Shot by the band FLIXTER. I'm not going to play the music now because of copyright laws and stuff like that. But hey, I'll read some of the lyrics to you because it has to do with the movie. In the second verse, if you listen to the lyrics, this is how it goes. Quote, now that the smoke's gone and the air is all clear, those who were right there got a new kind of fear. You'd fight and you were right, but they were just too strong. They'd stick it in your face and let you smell what they consider wrong. End quote. This perfectly foreshadows the movie. It tells you everything. From where it starts off, you think everything's all peaceful, everything's fine, and then everything goes to chaos. They're stuck inside the building because of this newfound fear that they have of the demons surrounding them. Then, without saying too much, they do fight pretty much throughout the night for survival. The whole time, the demons are just rubbing it in their face that they're not fighting for the right cause. It really does beg the question, what would you do in that situation? And I love when horror movies do that, when they make you think of yourself in that situation. It's so cool. But aside from this song, I love the classic 90s soundtrack. It's full of heavy metal bands like Pantera and Megadeth. The music suits the film more than The music suits the film more than any Edgar Wright film does. And you know how much thought he puts into his music. Another thing I want to talk about is the gore. I love the gore effects in this. The gruesome goodness still holds up today because the time and care that they put into crafting the special effects makeup. Upon my rewatch, I noticed that each demon has a unique look to them. No two demons look alike. That there is amazing attention to detail. And I love the bright green blood for the demons. I even made my little headline this time green. But anyways, fun fact. The slime that they used for the blood, go away. It was taken from those glow sticks after the crew disassembled them. So they just broke a bunch of those up and put it all together, and that's what it looks like when it's not in the tube. Isn't that cool? So the way this is written, it's interesting because unlike the episodes of the HBO show, this story wasn't adapted from EC Comics. It was an original story. The first draft of the script was actually written back in 1987. Eventually, two versions of the script were created because it was to solve budgetary problems. One script had demons, and one script didn't have demons. In the latter, the collector was going to be a fake Bible salesman who was using a legion of fellow salesmen in black suits and sunglasses, later to be revealed as demons by using fire in their eyeballs. But then eventually people realized that a film called Demon Knight without demons in it was a bad idea. So Universal pitched in extra money so that they can put the demons back in Demon Knight. Like, how disappointing would that be? A movie called Demon Knight and they find out that there's no actual demons in it? Oh, that would be so frustrating. I'm so glad they didn't do that. But because of all the extra practical effects makeup they had to do, this pushed back production. And it pushed back the schedule so much that instead of releasing on Halloween in 1994 like they intended, they had to push it back to Friday the 13th in January 1995. This was to coincide with the film being tied to some sort of scary holiday. So instead of Halloween, they went for the next best thing, Friday the 13th. So, in the film, there's a couple references that I noticed. The first one is Wormwood. That's the name of the hotel/church. And even though it's supposed to be a church in the movie, that never actually comes into play in the plot. But whatever, I guess. Just a little funny thing I noticed. But Wormwood is a biblical reference. It's from Revelation 8:11. In this passage, they say a star named Wormwood falls on the rivers and springs, turning a third of the water into a bitter, undrinkable substance. This is often interpreted as a future of large-scale judgment or affliction or a sign of the apocalypse. So I like how they use that, but put their own little twist on it. And I love the other references to the Bible too, because even though it doesn't outright state any specifics, it's clear enough to comprehend what they're heavily implying. Like, they don't outright say it's the blood of Jesus. They say it's the blood of a carpenter who was crucified. But come on, who else could they be talking about? I love the flashback scenes too. There's two of them. They got the crucifixion scenes, and then they got the World War I scene. And the set designs in this are just amazing. Again, that's all about atmosphere, and that's mainly because of the attention to detail they put into the sets too. Everything was done by hand. It's incredible. And the hotel too. It's the character itself, because after a while you get a feel for the place and you get to understand like where the rooms are in correlation to other rooms and how much time they have to get from one place to another. And it's just a really cool design and setup for the building that they're in. And the whole idea of using the blood to keep out the demons too, just using a little drop here and there to seal themselves in. But I mean, there's little subtle things, nice touches, but they really make a difference when it comes to the screenwriting. But ultimately, Billy Zane steals the show with The Collector. I played some clips of him in my commercial for this episode, so I'll leave a link in the description below too so you can see that. It's just easier to put the clips in the commercials. I've had issues in the past, so I'm just going to stick to the poster for the live streams. But in numerous interviews, Zane has stated that he's based the character of the Collector off Robin Williams' Genie from Aladdin, the animated movie. But his version would be the quote-unquote Genie version from hell. Sorry, Genie from hell, end quote. And then after hearing that and watching it again, yeah, I can totally see that. He's like a darker version of it. And he takes what he can do in totally different directions. He's all about temptation. He tries to lure people onto his side by giving them what they want and telling them what they want to hear. But not a positive way like the Genie does. It's very interesting. And as mentioned before, but I got to talk about William Sadler because he is fantastic as Breaker. He delivers deadpan humor, yet it doesn't undercut from his more serious side. It's the perfect fit for what Tales of the Crypt stands out for, blending humor and horror together. So being able to do that is not easy to do, and the way that he handles it is great. One of my favorite scenes is when the Collector's at the door, and he's like, "Come on, just give me the key," and the Breaker slams the door in his face. It always makes me laugh. I love that part. Or then his little dance making fun of cowboys. Ooh, excuse me. It's movie so quotable. I love it. And the rest of the cast too. We can't forget about them. We got Dick Miller. We got Jada Pinkett before she went all bad and not so. But hey, I'm not going to talk about that. Let's just focus on this movie. We got CCH Pounder. You can have your own opinions about people. We got CCH Pounder. We got Thomas Hayden Church, and we got Gary Farmer. So it's a pretty phenomenal cast if you think about it. All these people were kind of established before, but it's a lot of those familiar faces that we know. The group dynamics are immediately established, setting the tone of the film. The chemistry is impeccable. Despite some of the characters making choices that either don't make sense or are just infuriating, the characters are mostly likable, and that is largely due to the performances. It really is hard to imagine anybody else cast in any one of these roles. It just wouldn't fit right. Like, they fit so well together. You can tell they must have spent a lot of time together off camera, like offset when they weren't filming stuff, just so they can get that rapport. Stuff like that can't be faked. One minor gripe that I do have is that some of the characters get sidelined so that we don't get to know them as well as others. And then those characters get killed off too quickly for us to care about them anyways. Like the prostitute, Cordelia. Did you even know her name is Cordelia? Oh, I got another fun fact for you. I didn't write it down, but I just remembered. I keep forgetting his name. My apologies. Go away. I'm not sponsored. Hold on. Am I still streaming? Yeah, we are still live. Awesome. Okay, back to you. And where's the cast? There he is, Wally. Charlie Fleischer. Now, you might not. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, I think I clicked an ad. I did. Oops. Let's get out of this. No, let's get rid of you.
Go back here. Okay, like I was saying, sorry about that. Minor hiccup. You might not recognize his name or his face. This is what he looks like. This guy. Go away. Not sponsored. Oh, wait. Did I click the wrong thing? I did. Hold on. Go back. Go back. One more time. I should click on actor name. Here we go. But he's notable. Hold on. Go away. Not sponsored. He's notable because he played Roger Rabbit. Just a little fun fact for you. Like, he was in other stuff. Who cares? He played Roger Rabbit. That's awesome. I actually didn't know that until I was just researching this movie. So, go Charles Fleischer. Thomas Hayden Church is really good too as Roach. She's one of those characters that you love to hate. His character is such a bastard, though. He's so stupid. But anyways, we wouldn't have horror movies without stupid characters doing stupid stuff, right?
They'd be much shorter movies.
And last but not least, we have John Cassier
as the voice of the Crypt Keeper, with Brock Winkless as the Crypt Keeper's puppeteer. Cassier plays the Crypt Keeper as only he could. Because let's face it, he really is the one and only Crypt Keeper. It's hard to imagine how anyone else would do the character because it just wouldn't be the same. Not even close. Another actor in this movie, after being in the TV show, would just be bizarre. So I'm really glad they brought him back. And Winkless's animated, energetic puppetry, ironically, brings the character to life. So,
hold on. Let's go back to me. Here I am, kind of. Okay, here I am. I'm back.
So, overall, it's true. The more, the merrier. This movie could have had more demons. This movie could have had more characters for a higher body count. This movie could have been like a half an hour longer, and I would have ate up every second of it. I love this movie. It's just too short. That's like my only complaint. And some of the characters, but hey, that's just something that comes with the territory of horror movies, right? But anyways, there's something special about 90s horror movies, isn't there? Personally, they shaped who I am as a horror fan because that was my formative years. Like that decade. And this flick is arguably one of the best of the decade because of its blend of humor and horror, its practical effects, the way it's directed, and the way it's written too, because the pacing is spot on. Like, there's not a dull moment in this film. It gives you time to breathe in between the horror parts. It lets the characters talk. You can get to kind of know who they are for the most part. Again, some of the characters do get sidelined, but, you know, if the movie was longer, they would have had more time. And then the dream sequences, especially with Billy Zane, I haven't mentioned those yet. But they go from this brutal, like, chaotic atmosphere, like, situation, scenario, to these dream-like sequences that seem like scenes out of Nightmare on Elm Street almost. It's really cool how they do that transition without it feeling too jarring. So for those reasons, this really does define the genre as far as the 90s go. And that's why I consider this to be quintessential cinema if you're a horror fan. I'm not saying it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made, but it is one of my personal favorites. And if you love horror, and if you haven't seen the Tales from the Crypt show because you're too young to have lived in that time, I highly recommend this movie because it's a great encapsulation of that time period. It's a time capsule. Fun fact. Sadler, Zane, and Miller have all praised director Dickerson, saying that he was very collaborative and he allowed the actors to explore their characters. And he was always willing to entertain their ideas, even when it came to the most extreme things. And like he just let them try. And it's great when directors let actors do their thing like that too. And it really shows. You can tell that these actors are having fun on set. Fun fact. In the post-credit scene, the Crypt Keeper announces, "Oh, I meant to grab my DVD cover. My DVD. Oh, well. I had it upstairs too, and I had it ready to go, and I was going to grab it. But yeah, anyways, when I was watching the DVD, there was a post-credit scene. And the Crypt Keeper announces the sequel, titled Dead Easy, also known as Fat Tuesday. And it was intended to be a New Orleans zombie movie that they planned to open the following Halloween, like a year later. But it did end up getting made. The film doesn't exist. And then a planned third film was also given a title, and that title was Body Count. But this was never made either. Demon Knight was actually supposed to be the second film in a planned trilogy of Tales from the Crypt movies. It was going to be an anthology, and they were all going to be separate from each other, but under the name. But after getting the script and going over it a bit, it wasn't initially a Tales from the Crypt script. That's a tongue twister. But they kind of blended it and changed it and made it into a Tales from the Crypt screenplay. That's easier to say. But it's a pretty seamless transition. If you ask me, I never would have been able to guess. Like, I didn't even know that until I was doing my research for this film. I just thought that was cool. And after all the touch-ups that they did, Universal thought it should go first because it was the most Tales from the Crypt-like. And the key in this movie was supposed to be in all the other movies too. It was the one thing that was going to tie them all together. And the key does appear in Bordello of Blood. Should I review Bordello of Blood on my channel? Leave comments below and we can talk about it. I'm not sure if I should. So, if you're thinking to yourself, this movie is very reminiscent of From Dusk Till Dawn. The reason for that, fun fact, is because that film was supposed to be the sequel to Tales from the Crypt when the other ones didn't go through, I guess, but they were in talks of having it becoming a Tales from the Crypt movie. And after thinking back on that one, it does make a lot of sense. Why? However, there was a lot of disagreements between the producers and Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez. So they took the film elsewhere and rebranded it, made it their own. But then Robert Zemeckis hired 2 writers to write a script for another movie. And that script ended up becoming The Frighteners. So this was another script that was made and that was intended to be a Tales from the Crypt movie. So the first draft of that script was submitted in 1994. And then after a while, Zemeckis believed that the film would be better off if it was directed by Peter Jackson. But then eventually the same thing happened. There was creative differences, so it went to another studio and became its own thing. But how cool would that be? You get Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight, you get From Dusk Till Dawn, or like some version of that. And then you get some version of, oh, I know I just said it. Wow, my memory is really bad. Frighteners. Yeah. And if you think back on that movie too, it makes a lot of sense. It does kind of feel like a Tales from the Crypt story. Oh, what could have been? I'm really curious about those other two movies too. Let's see what those were again. Body Count and Dead Easy. They sound interesting. It's too bad it never came to fruition. Instead, we got Bordello of Blood. Go figure. But going back to Demon Knight, if you look past the gnarly kills and the hysterical performances, it has social commentary subtext hidden underneath the horror action comedy. It explores themes of redemption, temptation, personal agency, while also challenging the norms like race and gender. Ultimately, it critiques how society treats outcasts, while suggesting that strength and goodness often comes from unlikely places. It shows that kindness shouldn't be mistaken for weakness. So, if you think about it, this movie's got everything. It's got tons of gnarly gore. It's hilarious no matter how many times you watch it. It still looks beautiful today when you watch it on DVD or Blu-ray, whatever version you got, because the special effects are done so well, and there's so much love, tender love and care put into it, that it's just amazing that they accomplished these kinds of things back then. And then you look at movies nowadays when it's all CGI, like that one part. I forgot to mention it before, but I love the way it has the demons jumping around from one place to another like that. The wire work is so impressive. It just wouldn't have that same feel to it now if it was all CGI, because we know what the actors are looking at isn't really there. You know what I mean? Like, it means more when something's actually coming at them and they can see it, so they have better reactions from that. Just a whole different way of making films. That's what I mean by there's something special about 90s horror movies. Everything was so much more basic, so they were forced to use their imagination. And this is what we got because of it. That's so awesome. So, my official grade for Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight is an extra, extra, extra large popcorn with a side of blood. Blood! Blood! I love spooky season. And remember, if you cut this film in pieces and stitch it together, no matter which way you look at it, you'll see the A cemetery. So, that's my show. I hope you enjoyed the 30th Anniver-scary Bone-nanza. For the month of October, I'm going to be doing all horror movies, so stay tuned for more. So let's just see if there's any more comments. No more comments. That's cool. So, happy Halloween. Have a good night. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you like and subscribe.
I'll see you at the movies.
Have a great day. Did you know that I'm a film critic for HorrorBuzz.com? You can read my reviews on their website, and I make frequent appearances on their YouTube channel, HorrorBuzz Live. So I'll leave links below for that too.
Be sure to tune in next week for more horror movie talks as we count down to Halloween. Do you love spooky season as much as I do? Leave comments below and we can talk about it. Good night. Happy Halloween.